Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Riano Andika, and now I'm going to give you a persuasive speech, which a topic is the real taste of Minangkabau culture. Minangkabau is one of the unique culture that Indonesia have. Many people wrongly see this culture and see it only on their negative side. There are three main hoax that usually other people throw to the people that has an Minangkabau blood inside their body, which of course is very detrimental to the people who come from Minangkabau. Minangkabau is one of the most famous tribes in Indonesia. Minangkabau tribe is located in the area of West Sumatra, Indonesia. Minangkabau is one of the most widely spread tribes in Indonesia and even in Asia. The reason people with Minangkabau ethnic can be found anywhere in Asia is that Minangkabau people have a culture where if a man is in the adult age, he is required to travel outside the area of Minangkabau and make a living to their areas. Due to the culture of Minangkabau that people who like to leave their area when they are become an adult, Minangkabau people are often found in the crowded place like a market or places of prominent business in Asia. Usually, they can be found in Singapore, Malaysia, China, Japan, and others, where on average they work as the traders in the market, and this is where many of them stay until many of them were managed to the people where they find world staying. From here, many people are prejudiced that this habit is a bad habit and only speculate and generally assess that there is a one Minangkabau person who behave badly and give a stereotype that all Minangkabau people are the same as what they see. Of course, doing a stereotype of tribes is wrong and is unsustainable. Generalizing a culture or tribes is wrong and should be avoided by all of us. There are many losses that Minangkabau people feel about the accusation which are not fundamental. As a society that respect the diversity of tribes and cultures, we must be able to be the one who in the forefront of eliminating this false trait by knowing what is the true and avoiding stereotypes of tribes or nation. First, the most detrimental charge of Minangkabau ethnic people is if you marry someone with Minangkabau ethnicity, you may have to buy a bridge broom at a very high price, otherwise the marriage cannot be carried out. Until now, especially in Indonesia, where my country from, many people are still looking for a partner by looking at where the person is coming from. This habit is very natural actually in Indonesia, because many people who wish to have a partner whose village is not far apart to make it easier for their two families to meet and establish good relationship. This hoax is very detrimental to Minangkabau community to cause a material failure because of this hoax. When in fact the culture of Minangkabau there is no true explanation about this hoax. The fact that we can see is there is no Minangkabau customary rule that requires brides to buy the bridge broom at high price or vice versa. This culture is only applied in a small part of West Sumatra, which is certainly not as extreme as many people talking about. An example that I can give is that in my area right now of my origin, namely in the city of Agam, West Sumatra, the culture of buying bridge room and bride does not exist and has never been enforced even once. In Minangkabau culture, when a couple going to wedding, they are treated like a king and queen during the preparation of their wedding. Both families are even obligated to help each other financially, energy, and other preparation, which of the course they is not even to sell or buy their children. The culture thought of Minangkabau is a culture of cooperation and mutual assistance to succeed in the wedding event. This hoax that is spreaded among the people is very detrimental to Minangkabau people. And now I see many Minangkabau people who are difficult or even fail to establish a relationship with a partner they want. I once asked a few people about whether they wanted to date people from Minangkabau or not. And many of them said they tried as many as they can, as many as possible, to avoid having a relationship with Minangkabau people, which of course was very detrimental to us as a people who born and raised in Minangkabau areas. This hoax can cause separation between partners to the detriment of many people who are certainly innocent like me. The second hoax that is very often addressed to Minangkabau people is Minangkabau people are very rude and harsh in speaking. In Minangkabau, if we want to say something, we were taught to talk using three methods. And these methods have been taught hereditarily, and Minang people are very strict in applying this. The first way is Kato Mandaki, which is addressed to people who are older than us. Using the first method, we are required to speak as politely as possible and use a smooth language and a tone that respects that person. The second one is Kato Maleran, which is intended to talk to friends who are the same age as us. We are required to use words that are friendly and informal. The last one is Kato Manurun, where are required to use wise language and try to show that we teach a younger siblings or people who are younger than us. Because this last method is intended to talk to smaller person. After we know in Minangkabau there are three methods of speaking, then we know that Minangkabau is very concerned about the way the tone speaking. By learning to use three methods of speech that I have mentioned before, we can see that the culture of Minangkabau is very concerned about how someone's talk. But still, whose name is a human, there is a word of forgetful, mistake, and emotion that are very attractive to us as a human being. All human beings without any exception should know their position when speaking and pay attention to their information in speaking. Not only the Minangkabau people, from wherever you are, you must also keep your words and get well with anyone without any exception. Speak well and always control yourself. The final hoax is Minangkabau people are very stingy with others. The accusation is said by many people who do not know how the Minang tradition really formed. In Minangkabau tradition, there are a basic philosophy that reads Adat Basandi Syara, Syara Basandi Kitabullah, end quote, which means adat or culture based and supported by Islamic Sharia law, which is based of the Al-Quran and Hadith. Adat Basandi Syara, Syara Basandi Kitabullah, is the foundation of value system that make Islam is the main source of the government and the pattern of behavior and institutional in Minangkabau society. By knowing how Minangkabau culture was formed based on the Al-Quran and Hadith, we can see that Minangkabau culture told everyone to share with those in need, as explained in Al-Quran and Hadith. And we can see how the tradition of Minangkabau people who usually get a fortune, Minangkabau people always do a tradition of sharing to the poor people and people in need. This is thankful way that was taught hereditary, and only now it has become a habit of Minangkabau people DNA. One of the action we can see of the accusation is the culture of the Minangkabau, who usually donate food to their neighborhood and relief who are going to hold a wedding on certain parties. And we are taught to do masak basamo. This event has a goal that neighborhood help each other to succeed in the event relative or neighbor by helping to buy ingredients or help by cooking together for a food at the event. If you look at the areas as Bukit Tinggi where I live now, we can see that the tradition of masak basamo is still being done and it's still thick in Minangkabau area. We can conclude that stereotyping a tribe and nation and describing culture is very not good for everyone to do. This behavior must be avoided, shunned to the avoid quarrel between nations or culture, which will indirectly divide the community. Surely this division must be avoided by everyone so that all tribes and nations can live together peacefully. As I have explained above, too many losses have been suffered by people who are victims of the stereotypes, which of course they are not just innocent victims. And of course, the loss suffered has harmed those who are not guilty financially or mentally, which is of course in the future it will damage the relationship between people and is likely to damage the resilience and peace of the country. The last thing I want to say is that let's go together to stay away from the nature of this stereotype and try to accept all of the differences that exist in our society. By avoiding this bad character, we have played an active role in maintaining the integrity of our country and the integrity of our society as a whole. By avoiding this behavior, we will become a very tolerant people and will easily live and accept it everywhere around the globe. Because this tolerant character has become a commendable habit inside us. Okay, maybe that's all from me. Thank you for listening. My name is Rian Wahyu Andika. See you next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.